Can you give us a little taste of what's happening in that sector? We've seen, Tesla moving rapidly up. There's a lot of things happening here, right?
Sure. We think basically, if I were to give you the elevator pitch on it, is that electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles, separate technologies, but they're really being developed in tandem, and the next generation of cars have both of those features, is right at an S-curve inflection point upward, and there will be rapid adoption. Similar, the most recent example I can think of in the technology space is when Apple launched the iPhone in 2007, and in less than a decade, basically every person had a smartphone in the developed world, and more than half the adults on the planet Earth now have a smartphone. Go back and look at the curve on the adoption of the internet. And it just sort of poked along for a while, and then boom, it hit just almost a vertical inflection point. So, the human mind sort of process things linearly, but we think there's going to be an exponential growth and adoption curve here.
Wow, and it's not the obvious stuff. Just because Tesla stocks tripled, you're saying don't get caught up in looking at the big headline stories, because there's lots of other businesses that are going to be affected by this change.
That's right. Most investors are just drawn to Tesla, and the stock has been just incredibly volatile as a result, but we think there's safer ways to play it, and a little more off the beaten path companies and stocks that are going to benefit from this forecast that we have. And so we've got 3 reports out, actually, naming 5 of our favorite stocks in the space, and probably stocks that very few people have heard of.
Wow, and like you were telling me on our separate video, it's not just about the cars, it's about parking lots, it's about highways, it's about ownership, it's about car insurance. There's so many sectors. Like you said, a geometric change, it kind of throws everything off. And as humans, it's hard to really comprehend what's going to happen.
Yeah, it has the potential to shake up certainly 2 of the world's largest industries, the energy industry and the automotive industry. But its ripple effects will be felt, in gas stations and auto lenders. There'll be huge benefits for humanity if we can reduce the number of auto accidents. More than 1 million people a year die worldwide, almost 40,000 in the United States in auto accidents, and many, many more suffer terrible injuries as a result. We're very excited about this. There'll be some huge winners, but also some industries that are going to go the way of the horse and buggy.
Right. I always think of we used to buy flashlights, and now when the iPhone has the lamp on it,
right,
like how many industries did it just send to zero with that iPhone that took the place of all of those random devices you had in your house? So yeah, so many opportunities here. You said as well that most people use their car 4% of the time.
Right, 96% of the time a car is just sitting there idle. And, for people who live in far-off rural areas, probably are still going to need to have their own cars. But for anyone, the vast majority of Americans and people in the developed world live in urban or suburban areas where, our grandchildren, or probably even my children, may look in wonderment, like, why did every single person have their own car that just sits there 96% of the time, when you can just pull up an app and a car will show up, an autonomous vehicle will show up. And this isn't pie in the sky stuff that might happen 10 years from now. Right now in Phoenix, Uber's got a setup. Google via Waymo has autonomous vehicles, and you can use an app and an autonomous vehicle will take you places. Now, it's what's called geofenced, meaning only certain routes in certain geographic areas. So it's not level 5 yet, but the vast majority of people are going between relatively fixed places, from their home to their work, from the airport to a downtown hotel. It doesn't happen overnight, but the pace at which this is happening is really incredibly exciting.
Wow. And don't listen to everything Elon Musk says, because like you said, 6 months ago, he was predicting this stuff in a year. So it's not necessarily his time frame, but there's other time frames, and there's other companies besides Tesla that are going to be involved.
His vision, I think, is correct, of a fleet of robo-taxis serving people who will no longer need cars. The time frame he laid out was completely delusional, but I think the consensus view, Elon Musk promised something in 6 months ago in a year, meaning 6 months from now, middle of 2020, let's say. He's quite a bit off on that, but I think the consensus view is 10 or 20 years out, and that's equally wrong. We're thinking, 3 to 5 years, autonomous vehicles become very common. Not complete level 5, in other words. They're not going to drive you out through a mountain pass on a dirt road or in the middle of a snowstorm, right? That's true level 5. But for large swaths of Americans in the majority of the trips they take, might well be in electric autonomous vehicles within 5 years.
Wow. All right, this is super exciting. I wasn't in Tesla, so I feel like my portfolio is missing out right now. So I'm looking forward to this report. Again, link below, londonreal.tv/invest, so people can grab that. Hi, my name is Brian Rose, and I've just wrapped filming of an exclusive video with Whitney Tilson, the American investor, author, and founder of Empire Financial Research, about some exciting investment opportunities in the electric vehicle and autonomous driving space.
When revolutionary new technologies come along, they follow an S-curve like that. And I think we're in the very early, right about to hit that inflection point with both electric and autonomous vehicles in a way that, I could see in 10 years where more than half of all the cars sold will be both electric and pretty much self-driving, if not full level 5, certainly level 4.
Whitney has been called the prophet by CNBC because of his uncanny ability to predict the future with his investment advice. And our video will not be available on YouTube or anywhere else but the link below.
It's an incredibly exciting area, and I don't think people fully appreciate how quickly it's going to happen.
Look, we've all seen the massive moves in Tesla stock recently, and yet most of us missed it. But Whitney has 5 special investment ideas that the general public have never heard of that will allow you to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in the electric vehicle and autonomous driving space.
Think of the implications for auto insurance if computers are driving cars. Hopefully, almost 40,000 Americans die every year on the roads, and many, many more injured.
The truth is, this sector is going to change everything, from energy to automotive to insurance, even saving hundreds of thousands of lives due to car accidents every single year. And because you are a London Real viewer, I've managed to get you free access to his groundbreaking special investment report through the link below.
We're rushing to finish our research and write it up and get it out because all the publicity with Tesla stock ripping is drawing attention to the whole sector, and we want to get our report out quickly so that our readers and subscribers can take advantage of some of the other stocks that investors haven't yet picked up on and haven't yet tripled, but we think have that kind of potential.
Whitney says that we should expect exponential growth in this sector, much like we saw with the introduction of the iPhone in 2007. Imagine being an investor in Apple back then. How much would you have made? So click on the link below or go to londonreal.tv/invest to watch our video and download your copy of this free report. Unfortunately, I've been limited to the number of people who can have access, so act now and get your free copy to take advantage of this incredible investment opportunity.